Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather in U.S. and Canada. So let's see what we got for today in the severe weather. So there I have some discussions there for the severe storms starting in parts of Wyoming. So posing a severe wind risk, they say in parts of Wyoming already, but of course there will be way more discussions later, so you can always check this site here. So they still have a slight risk there from northern Kansas to Minnesota, and also in parts of Iowa, South Dakota, southeastern North Dakota, and Nebraska. The tornado threat is a bigger 2% from northern Missouri to South Dakota. Be aware, the wind threat is 15% from northern Kansas to Minnesota, and a hatched area for potentially 65 knots or greater within 25 miles of a given point. And the hail threat is 15% from Kansas to South Dakota, and a 5% there. And also the 5% for wind in the marginal, and yeah, be careful. So, scarce strong to severe storms are expected across parts of northern central plains into the upper Midwest this afternoon through tonight. Large hail and severe wind gusts should be the main hazards, but be aware, a tornado or two might be possible. So there's the general risk of thunderstorms in parts of the northeast from a system offshore, in other parts of the south and other areas. So for tomorrow, for Monday, there's another slight risk in North and South Dakota, and a marginal from Minnesota to Kentucky, and a marginal from Nebraska to North Dakota. So let's see. Tornado threat is 2% from Iowa to Kentucky. Wind threat is 5% there, 15% in the slight, and 5% in the marginal. Hail is 15% hatched in the slight for 10% probability of 2-inch or larger hail, and at the 15% there in the slight, and 5% in the marginals, and a smaller 5% in Illinois, Indiana, northeastern Nebraska, no, northeastern Missouri, and Iowa. So be careful tomorrow. Let's see, strong severe storms are possible in portions of the Midwest and Northern Plains on Monday, so be aware for Monday. For Tuesday, we have a marginal from North Dakota to Tennessee, so a wide area, all the way like westernmost North Carolina, and 5% probabilistic, and a general risk of thunderstorms throughout the whole east coast, some parts of the plains, and the west. So scarce strong severe storms will be possible across a broad region from the northern plains to the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Tennessee Valley for Tuesday. So be aware there for Tuesday. Day 4 rate, there's nothing yet, and the fire threat is elevated today from southern Nevada to southern Wyoming, and isolated dry thunderstorms possible from central Wyoming to Montana and Idaho. So be aware. For tomorrow, they don't have any areas yet. So let's see here what might happen. So we have those storms in the southeast, in Florida, in Georgia, in Tennessee, and Kentucky. Lots of storms, probably not severe, but some stronger storms there, even through this afternoon through Alabama, Georgia, and Florida there. So be aware. And then a thunderstorm or two in the northeast from that nearby low pressure system, and some rains through Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Connecticut, and parts of New York too, a shower there, and shows maybe some isolated storms in Texas or Louisiana, some storms in Mexico there, be aware, and some showers in Arizona, New Mexico from the monsoon, and in the north there, with the severe weather, it shows some stronger severe storms firing by Iowa and Nebraska, especially in Iowa there, shows more storms, some bigger ones by this evening going through Illinois and northeastern Missouri. So the HER is really concentrating in that area for today. So this 10Z Monday, yes, I think that might be like tomorrow morning, but let's there in the biggest threat area, like in the slight risk, it only shows some isolated strong to severe storms there. But let's see again the areas. So the slight risk goes from Kansas to Minnesota. So that area from Kansas to Minnesota, the HER is showing some stronger and severe storms, especially in Minnesota, but it's not showing anything crazy in Nebraska and South Dakota. So yeah, but let's trust their forecast and we'll see what happens. So stay safe, have some ways to receive warnings and everything. So, and up there in Canada, it shows those stronger storms moving like through Ontario, through central Ontario there. There might be some severe storms there. So this is like early this afternoon through late this afternoon and this evening. So this is already this evening. They kind of lose some strength, but it will be stronger like late this afternoon. So be careful in Ontario there. And then by tomorrow, maybe some other showers and stuff. So let's see, maybe by tonight and tomorrow, some rain in the Pacific Northwest, there in Washington, some more rain for another system, but yeah, nothing crazy. And let's see the rainfall here. So let's see first some discussions. They have some discussions in Kentucky there, in Tennessee for those storms. Might be some flash flooding, and then another discussion for Georgia, not North Carolina and Tennessee for the storms, slow moving showers and thunderstorms with 2 to 3 hour rates. So be aware. They have some discussions for Florida too. So be aware, some thunderstorm at times might have heavy rain, and they have some outlooks in the southwest there for some monsoon showers this afternoon. So yeah, here's the map for today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow. Precipitation for today shows more in Iowa, from Missouri, more in Florida, in the southeast, in the northeast some, through parts of Minnesota, Ontario, Wisconsin, and South Dakota, more in the Pacific Northwest there, in Washington, British Columbia, and more in Mexico and in Arizona and New Mexico. So tomorrow, more in parts of the Ohio Valley, the east, more in Florida, northern Bahamas, more in parts of the northwest and the southwest, and the east, even to Ontario and Quebec, and the northeast. Day 3 shows more in the northeast and the east, and some in the west and some in the plains. Day 4, so this is Thursday, shows more in the Midwest, some in the east and the northeast, some in Florida, in the southwest some. Next Friday shows more in the northeast, some areas there, Ohio Valley and some other areas, more in the southwest and parts of the plains, only a little bit. Day 6 for Saturday, more throughout the east and some other areas. Day 7 for Sunday, more in the East Coast, in North Carolina, throughout Florida, some in the Gulf and some other areas. So yeah, be aware. Day 1 through 7, more rain in the east, in Florida, some in the west, the northwest, through Canada, parts of the Midwest. Yeah, so mainly it, and some hot spots in the east there. So excessive rainfall, a marginal in parts of Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, a marginal from Florida to Minnesota, big marginal, a marginal in Texas, a marginal in Arizona, New Mexico, West Texas, a slight in parts of Alabama, Georgia, northeastern Mississippi, Tennessee, Central Kentucky, Southern Indiana, Illinois, and a slight in Minnesota and South Dakota, Northwestern Wisconsin. So this is today, Sunday the 28th. For Monday, tomorrow, shows more a marginal in the north there in the Midwest, a slight from Georgia to Indiana, and a marginal from Florida to Illinois, and another marginal in the southwest there. Let's see, day 3, another marginal in the southwest, a slight from Tennessee to Ohio, a marginal in Florida, and a marginal from northern Georgia to Michigan. Day 4 for Wednesday shows another slight from Minnesota to Indiana, and a marginal from North Dakota to New Hampshire, and a marginal in the southwest. Day 5 shows another marginal from Arizona to Colorado, another marginal in the northeast, and parts of the Midwest and Ohio Valley. So be aware. Let's see some other things. We'll go faster through this year because it took a lot of time yesterday. So this is the heat risk today. Some extremes in northern Wisconsin, some moderates, majors in some areas of Florida in red, many slights in yellow. Let's see, tomorrow, more majors in the plains, some majors in the south, lots of moderates. So moderate is orange, major is red, and slight is yellow. So let's see, more moderates in the Midwest, parts of the South, even major in Florida. For Tuesday, we start getting some purples that are the extreme heat risk. So some extremes in northern Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. So very dangerous heat, be careful. This is by Tuesday, some more majors through the plains and central areas. More moderates throughout many areas in the southwest, southeast, northeast. Let's see, Wednesday still some extremes in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Kansas. So be aware in those areas of extreme, and some majors in most of the central U.S. and southern U.S. Moderates through many areas, and mainly slight in the northwest and some areas of green. Thursday still some majors throughout the south and the central areas like Texas, New Mexico, Mississippi, Tennessee, some extremes already. Kansas still an extreme, some majors throughout the southeast, through the plains, even some majors in Montana, North Dakota, and in the east coast some majors, many moderates. Friday, more extreme heat risk in Florida, in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, some more extremes in Texas too, even New Mexico and Arizona. More majors, we start getting more majors in the northwest, some moderates and majors parts of northern plains, and some moderates and majors in the northeast. The last day here, Saturday, it starts showing some more extremes in the northwest there, in Washington, in Idaho, and Oregon. Still an extreme or two in Arizona and California there. Show some majors, many areas. Texas, still an extreme or two. Some moderates, more extremes in Louisiana through Florida. More extremes in Florida there by next Saturday. And many majors throughout the southeast, some moderates in the northeast. Majors, yeah, so stay safe. Let's see here the heat. So today, like some 100s in Kansas already, some 100s in the southwest, 90s. Yeah, so let's see, day 2, more 100s in the plains, very hot there. Let's see, 100s in the southwest, some 90s in other areas, some 80s and 70s. Day 3, so this is Tuesday, and up to 110 degrees in Kansas there. So that's tremendously hot. Please be careful in Kansas there. Let's see, more 100s through the plains, through the southwest, 90s in the southeast. Day 4, more 100s in the plains still, some 100s in the southwest there, 90s in the east and parts of the southern Midwest. Day 5 for Thursday shows more 100s in the plains in the southwest, and start getting some higher temperatures in the west again. more 100s in the north, 90s in the south. Let's see, day 6 for Friday shows more 100s in the plains, in the southwest, still some 100s in Washington and Idaho, some 90s in the southeast, some 80s in the Midwest. Let's see, Saturday still shows 100 in Texas there and in the southwest, and more 100s, so 90s in the west, 90s in the southeast in some areas. So yeah, be careful. The hazards, alright, some excessive heat warnings and watches in Kansas, Missouri, and heat advisories in those areas, heat advisories in Florida, air quality advisories in the northwest because of the smoke, some blowing dust advisories in 2 counties of Arizona and another area there, and shows some red flag warnings in Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming, even California, red flag warning. And yeah, be careful. So let's see, some small craft in Hawaii, some river flood outlooks in Alaska there. So let's see here for Canada. So this is the thunderstorm outlook there. So there might be some severe weather in Ontario and Quebec. It also shows in Quebec there. So a general risk of thunderstorms through southern Manitoba to Labrador, and a severe possible through central Ontario to north central Quebec. So be aware, some strong winds, large hail, and heavy rain, and even, yeah, you never know if there can be a tornado. So be aware. Let's see, so stay safe in that severe possible. I already showed you the HER model for Ontario there, so we'll take a look at Quebec in a second. So some temperatures for today, southern Ontario, high into the 20s and even 30s. In eastern Canada there, some 30s in New Brunswick and Quebec, some 20s in Atlantic Canada, and for Western Canada, shows some 30s in southern Alberta, some 20s throughout the areas, colder in Nunavut. So let's see, this is the thunderstorm forecast for Western Canada. So it has a general risk of thunderstorms throughout southern Alberta and all the way to northern southern Nunavut and the Western Territories. And they have a small area of severe possible in parts of northeastern Alberta. So a severe possible in northeastern Alberta. So they say it will be like some isolated storms there. Main hazards, strong winds, heavy rain, and small hail from some isolated severe storms possible this afternoon in northeastern Alberta there. So yeah, be careful there, but nothing big, just some isolated strong to severe storms. So let's see the hazards here for Canada, but just like in the US, these warnings change all the time, so you can always check here. They have a severe thunderstorm watch in Quebec there. Late this afternoon and this evening, conditions will be favorable for the development of dangerous thunderstorms capable of producing strong wind gusts, large hail, and heavy downpours. So be careful in those areas in Quebec there. And let's see, they have some heat warnings still in Ontario, lots of heat warnings, and they have the severe thunderstorm watch in southwestern Ontario there. And conditions will be favorable for the development of dangerous thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms this afternoon, producing strong wind, large hail, and heavy rain. So torrential downpours, 50 millimeters in an hour, strong winds up to 90 kilometers per hour, and equal to ping pong size hail. So today through this evening. So this is like already happening. So be safe there in those thunderstorms. Shows some air quality warnings there. More air quality advisories for the smoke in Saskatchewan, Northwestern Territories. More some even some heat warnings there in southern Alberta. So They say some daily highs between 29 and 32 degrees, southern Alberta, and temperatures will be moderate slightly on Tuesday. So be aware. And some overnight lows 14 to 17 degrees. So let's see some special air quality statements in British Columbia there because of the smoke from the wildfire. So be aware there because of the air quality. And let's see the air quality advisors in the Northwestern Territories. And even in Saskatchewan, a special air quality statement there. And let's see, Newfoundland, some heat warnings. I showed you the temperatures in the high 20s and low 30s. So another heat warning there in Labrador. So very warm and humid weather expected. Let's see, New Brunswick, some heat warnings too. So some humidity index values expected to be over 36 degrees by Monday. So that's like heat and humidity combined. And let's see some special weather statements for heat wave beginning Sunday. So some 30 to 34 degrees in parts of eastern Quebec. Let's see some special weather statements there for extended heat wave southeastern Quebec. So yeah, be aware there. So let's see. So this is mainly it. So let's see here how this fluctuates. So today, tomorrow, more heat there later. Wednesday through Thursday, more heat in parts of central Canada. Let's see, Friday the 2nd, more heat in parts of eastern Canada. Yeah, but nothing crazy. Colder in the north there. So this is it. Stay safe.